Hello guys, welcome to KD Tutorials. Today we are going to learn about compilers and translators. Programming languages are notations for describing computations to people and to machines. All the software running on all the computers was written in some programming language. But before a program can be run, it first must be translated into a form in which it can be executed by a computer. A translator is a program that takes as input a program written in some programming language, or we can say that the source language, and produces as output a program in another language, or we can say that the target language, the machine language in the form of 0 and 1s or binary code. If a source language is high level language such as Fortran programming language or COBOL, and the object language is low level languages such as machine or assembly language, then such a translator is called compiler. The figure is shown here for the compiler. Compiler takes input as a source program written in some high level language and produces the output in some languages like machine level language, assembly language. And an important role of a compiler is to report any error in the source language that it detects during the translation process. The first compiler Fortran was developed in 1957. Executing a program written in high-level language is basically two-step process. The source program must first be compiled, then it is translated into the object program. The diagram is shown here. The source program is compiled first into object program, and the object program is then translated into the object program output. Now the next topic is translator. And interpreter is not translator, interpreter. An interpreter is another common kind of language processor. Instead of producing a target program as a translation, an interpreter appears to directly execute the operation specified in the source program on input supplied by the user. Interpreters are often smaller than compilers and facilitate the implementation of complex programming language constructs. An interpreter, however, can usually give better error diagnosis because it executes the source program statement by statement, or we can say that line by line. The main disadvantage of the interpreter is that the execution time of interpreter program is usually slower than the of a corresponding compiled object program, because the compiler compiles the whole program at a time, but the interpreter interprets it line by line, so it takes time as compared to compilation process. For example, we are having a Java language processors combine compilation and interpretation. We are having a source program here written in some language like Java language. It is first compiled by the translator. It gives us intermediate code, a .class file, which it fed to the virtual machine and which gives the output in the form of machine language. Now the main question arises here: why do we need translators? Since it is difficult to write program in machine language, so we make use of high level language, but the computer can only understand the language of zeros and ones. So we need translator program to convert program written in high level language to low level language to make the machine understand it. The most intermediate step away from the machine language is symbolic assembly language. In these languages, the programmer uses mnemonics names for those operations, code and data address. Example, add x and y in assembly language. But in machine code, this will something like add. Machine code for add is 0110, x 001110. For y, machine code is 010101. Okay, now about something about macros are many assembly languages provides a macro facility whereby a macro statement will translate into a sequence of assembly language statements. Thus macro facility is a text replacement capability, and these statements are translated into a machine code. Macro, these are assembly instructions and macro. Syntax of macro: macro name, statements inside the macro and the syntax for ending the macro.